Peace, love, and light. How are you guys doing? I am kind of late. It's a little late in the day, but I just got back from a workout and I decided to actually make this video like I said I would. But today's part 2 is going to be on the spiritual effects of alcohol. Yesterday I did the effects on how alcohol, pretty much is detrimental to the physical body. But now today we are going to be talking about the spiritual effects of alcohol. So, yeah, like I mentioned before, I'm going to mention it again. Please read what I do have on the screen. You can pause me and read it, screenshot it, whatever you need to do, but read it. Anyways, let's jump straight into it. Now, yesterday I pretty much gave you guys the rundown on how it is consumed and how it pretty much is digested within our bloodstream, and pretty much makes its way throughout our entire body, including our brain, which is the seat of the soul, which is where your soul sits. So, being that the alcohol pretty much takes heed and makes its way to the brain, this is now going to become, detrimental. And this is now going to begin to affect your spiritual body, your spiritual, connection and all of that. So let's jump straight into it. So let's just say you are on a spiritual journey. Whether you are or not, it's going to affect your soul. But let's just say that you are on a spiritual journey and you decide to take a drink. So first things first, you're going to start sipping. You're going to start, getting relaxed or turning up, whatever it is that you are doing. But you're going to start to take one drink and then you're going to take another one. And then this is where it is now intoxicating your body and then making its way to your soul. So as this drink begins to pretty much settle and start to give off its effects, this is where your spiritual guard begins to let down slowly as that alcohol begins to what's the word I'm looking for? It begins to digest and break down, and then furthermore makes its way throughout your blood. It's lowering and opening up your spiritual guard. So that spiritual barrier is pretty much down at this point. So anything is open to enter your body and anything is open to leave your body. So with that being said, your thoughts become more negative. Your actions even become more negative. Your emotions, everything seems to suddenly begin to, become unbalanced, and it's like it kind of sneaks up on you, so you won't notice it. But then out of nowhere, you'll be like, "Dang, why am I feeling low? Why am I feeling down?" It's because of what you are intaking. So now that your vibrations, because that's what makes you feel low, that's what makes you feel bad. Now that your vibrations are down or dim, your ability to vibrate on a godly state of pitch, on a godly mind frame, or on a godly vibration is disabled. So now you're in your lower state, you're in your lower root chakras, because you have lowered your vibration, you have lowered that spiritual guard, and that spiritual barrier that you had worked for, it's lower now, and now you're open and more prone to possession. So yes, possession. But anyways, you've lowered that godly state of that frame mindset, and now this is where the effects start to take place. You begin to trigger the old trauma, the old depression, the old misery, sadness, unhappiness, discouragement. You begin to that those negative effects and those negative habits begin to reoccur and resurface, because you remember that you worked so hard and you constantly did that shadow work, and you tried to keep it balance, and you did keep it balanced. But now there's something eating at that balance and eating at your guard, and it is actually consuming you are not consuming it. So by that being said, it is going to eat at you, and it is going to take away all that you have. Furthermore, um, disturb and pretty much disable the God state of mind and the God state of being that you withhold or that you withheld. So, just by that consumption, just by intaking, it is pretty much killing the seed of the soul. It's killing the mind because you're actually losing brain cells. So, technically or scientifically proven, you are physically killing the soul. So, it's not, you know, as soon as you do it, you're going to be completely wiped away from your spiritual body, your higher self. It's not like that. But being that you are killing brain cells, and that if you do, or if you were to continuously do it, it would be more so like it would have to be like over a long period of time for it to become very harmful and furthermore death. So yeah, and just completely disconnected from your higher self, which is death, if you ask me. But yeah, once you start to consume all of these things, it's not more so of a physical feeling, it's more so of a spiritual feeling, it's more so of a emotional feeling. So you begin to experience different emotions, unbalanced thoughts. It's your mind is going to begin to play tricks on you, but it's really what you were suppressing, or it's really what you had dealt with previously that has resurfaced, or it's starting to reoccur, and you're starting to remember all that was done that's not positive at all, because now any entity that you know any low vibrational entity that is around you has that ability to now enter. So now you're going to begin to think negative. You're going to do negative, say negative, and you're just going to overall be negative. So that can happen, or you can begin to, like I mentioned, experience these, toxic acts like fighting, hitting, throwing, just super aggressive and exotic behaviors, using profanity, just being devilish, or, lower, like just a lower vibrational being overall. So it's between the two, and either way you're not yourself. And that's the trickery, and that's the effects of alcohol. But by consuming alcohol into the body, guys, its effect is extracting the essence of the soul. So just by drinking alcohol, you're just lowering your abilities, and you're extracting your soul. Simply, you're killing your soul. You're killing you. And it's not like you have the power or the ability to overpower it, or more so, regenerate your own soul by constantly consuming this alcohol. But I don't know, I'm gonna leave that alone. But this is personally why I feel as though these liquors are called spirits, because they are literally wandering spirits leached on and attached to these drinks or these beverages, and they have that ability to possess and overtake the soul, and furthermore act and take your body for a joyride, and just do whatever, say whatever, and be whatever. It's violence is just so irrational and destructive that you don't even, sometimes people wake up and be like, wow, I did that. Yeah, because that was not you. You literally become possessed. Depending on how much you do intake, yes, you actually do some things that you just completely embarrassed about when you wake up. Some people are very sexual and horny when they're drunk, and then they end up sleeping with someone they don't even know, and then this is how people get pregnant. And it's just like things happen that don't need to happen because it's not you who's doing it. So it's literally being possessed, or being open to being possessed, because there's wandering souls everywhere. If you have not known that, then you should know that this is not just a physical realm or a 3D realm where it's just human beings walking around. This is a spiritual realm as well, and just as many humans as they are today, it's just as many spirits as they are today, especially on this room. So this is why it is so important to be aware of what you are taking. And this is why you should be aware of how detrimental alcohol is and how it opens you completely up to anything that is wandering this realm and, furthermore leading to possession. So this any deity can have its way with you and you have no idea, and you're completely gone. You have taken the back seat in your own vehicle, and now whatever deity that feels as if they want to play with you, play with your mind, have your emotions up and down, make you want to have sex with any and everybody. This is why you got people having sex with the poles. You got people running in the middle of the street naked. People going on live just embarrassing themselves. People fighting each other, standing on the table and just screaming. It's just something you would normally do. So ask yourself, is this really you? If you don't normally do this, is it really you that's doing it? So that is clear as day that you are in fact being possessed. So drinking alcohol causes possession. So these spirit drinks, this is why you do see that some drinks are known as spirit drinks. Yes, it's because they are literally spirits attached to these beverages, and you intake them and they take over you. Simple as day. So yeah, there's so many things that you guys can experience. Especially, it's very important. Personally, for me, I feel as though if you are on a spiritual journey, it's even more harmful to you as opposed, to you not being on a spiritual journey. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way at all. I don't mean to say that we're better or anybody's better than anybody, because we are all, one. But it'll be more effective being that we vibrate higher. We vibrate at a God state of being. So if we are open and then we are lowered and we pretty much shatter that spiritual barrier, and we let down that guard for lower deities to have fun with us because they want to anyways, it's going to be even more hell. So if you get what I'm saying, that's why I feel as though it's very important to not drink. And I know some people do drink wine, if they do drink anything at all, but please be careful when it comes to alcohol itself, because it is literally like a setup. It's a setup. So I want to ask you guys a question before I go ahead and head out. Why is it that alcohol, which is, the complete opposite of righteous, prosperity, love, safety, balance, it's literally the complete opposite of that righteousness, but it is so supported and so branded by mainstream, our mainstream culture, yet psychedelics are illegal? Can you guys answer that? Like, why is it that liquor is so free? Like I was mentioning yesterday, it's so available to us, yet what is helpful to us is so illegal. So we got cigarettes, we got the jewel pins, we got alcohol, we got Black and Milds. What else is it? The hardcore pills, whatever, the hardcore drugs. There's a couple of more drugs out there that I'm probably not aware of, but they are more, seems like they're more accessible than, shrooms or DMT or psychedelics in general. Like, it doesn't add up to me. So make it make sense for me, guys. Like, if you can you just answer that question and let me know in the comments? I do be reading these comments and I love when y'all comment. So yes, anyways, I don't want this video to be too much longer, but you guys pretty much get the basics of what I'm trying to say. It is not good for the soul. It's definitely not good for the physical body, and it's definitely not good for the mental body. So spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, this is killing you. So why do it? Simple. Anyways, peace, love, and light, guys. I'm so appreciative if you are watching. If you made it this far, your time was valued. Anyways, peace, love, and light. Have a safe night.